Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 24 of Stellaris as the Chinor Stellar Union. We've found quite a few primitive races that we've built outposts on now. We're actually trying to uplift the humans of Sol in the hope that we can have them as a vassal. That could be quite useful. Because they're going to be quite close by, even though I do have some planets of my own up here, which I think you can actually give to a vassal. I think you can trade worlds to them. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and give this world, this colony to Sol, if I wanted to. The Carston has arrived home, so you should go over here and, well, upgrade the fleet to the latest designs, and then after you've done that, assist research. And we're upgrading our fleet, so hopefully we don't have anything that we need to worry about with that right now. We do have some debris up there that we never analysed. Why didn't I bother doing that? We'll probably go over there at some point and deal with it. What have we got here? The Yatrellan civilization encountered. They appear to be in the early space age. And is that down here on this? Yeah, we've got a lot of guys really close together. I mean, we could go ahead and just sort of, you know, invade them. These guys are anthropods. 24 slot planet as well. Oh, what have we got here? The unstable tectonic plates of Tragram have just violently shifted once again. Reports on the damage to the colony are just starting to arrive. So, minus 5% happiness. Well, that's not great, is it? So these guys are in the early space age. Let me pause up again. They have a pretty good planet. This is also... it's desert, not arid. So again, it's a little bit too far away from where I am to be useful. Which is a shame. Let's go ahead and get more science here. I'm not too sure what we finished. Ah, we could get this one, which is actually allow us to have an extra planet. I mean, the naval capacity is good. What have we got here? Monthly influence +1. See, that'd be extra useful as well. I think we need to go for that one. But you know, it's a lot of science, a lot of research for just one tech. So, do we want to try and get down to these guys? I mean, the problem is frontier outposts are so expensive. We could grab one down here and really sort of, you know, grab a few guys here. More damage report from the earthquake. A sinkhole appears. Which world is this? Is it this one? Or is it this one? It's this one. There's the sinkhole. We can get rid of that. Not too sure we can ever get rid of these. There's probably a way later on to deal with that. Got some systems surveyed, that's fine. So, the Githian, what are you doing? Not an awful lot now. You've pretty much finished over there. Let's get you over here and research that debris. It's a long way for you to go, but you almost have four skill, which would allow you to go and get those Cybrex things. War declaration between two nations. It doesn't involve me, which I'm extra happy about. Let's go and have a look at Tau Ceti. Why not? So we'll go and check that out. See what we can find. A lot of stuff to explore down here, so that's okay. Ethog has 5 science skills. So while we have you, let's actually get you over here and do those Cybrex things. It's a long way to travel, but you've got the skill to do it, so let's get it done before you die. The Iron Age. The Bronze Age aliens of Beloris have advanced sufficiently in their use of metallurgy to be considered an Iron Age civilization. The tools and weapons they make use of are becoming more effective, and the architecture of their cities has become more elaborate. Their civilization has now spread to cover most of the planet, and some of their largest cities are home to nearly 1 million individuals. Okay, cool. So we've got a building that we're not working, which is this one here. You should go there because it gives you more food. We also want to clear these noxious swamps. We can't get rid of the glaciers yet, but we can certainly clear some of the other ones up. So that's not too much of a problem. The things are still going quite well. I'm happy with how things are progressing at the moment. What have we got there? This planet's finishing its construction queue. And we've got a decent sized fleet. We're up to 104. It's still not going to be enough to take out fallen empires and things like that, but by the end of the game, we'll probably have fleets sizes somewhere in the thousands. Assuming we get to the end of the game, that is. So things up here are still going pretty well. Are our borders expanding any? Doesn't particularly look like it. Where is our construction ship? Where's the Glen? You are still down there working on those. Yeah, and then we need to come down here and try and cut these guys off just as soon as we have enough influence to be able to build. Well, we actually can build another frontier outpost, so that's fine. So we've unlocked plasteel armor. Fantastic. Now we could get the better spaceports, but that's a lot of science to get that. Durasteel armor would be even better. Armor is nice. Can't argue with the use of armor. Mineral storage. We are getting close to our cap on mineral storage, actually. So adding an extra 1,000 to the cap might be useful. But I think we'll just go for the Durasteel armor if we can get that done nice and quickly. And it is the right type of tech for you. 67 months. I wonder if we've already started to upgrade any armor on here. Yeah, you can see we're already putting plasteel armor on some of these ships. Now, what about on my cruisers? Can I upgrade these with plasteel armor? Would it be any better for me? Because armor doesn't actually cost... armor doesn't use power. It does make it more expensive and more expensive to maintain, but it doesn't actually use any power. So it's always best having better armor on your ships where you can. So we'll have some more upgrades to do shortly. Another scientist has gained a level. Fantastic. You're getting some stuff done. Now, Carsten, what are you doing? You're assisting research. That's exactly what you need to be doing. That is fine. Research is pretty good at the moment. We're getting a lot of engineering research, though. Probably slightly more than we need. What about if we look at Schlurg? Can we upgrade any of the science research things away from engineering towards something else? Not really. Most of them are pretty much engineering based. We are really low on physics research, though. I might be tempted to go and replace this one. Not too sure if it'll let me. The basic science lab. Yeah, we need to get the ones that will allow us to... What have we got here? This is a physics lab. Let's go and replace this one with a basic science lab. We'll see if we can upgrade it to a physics lab afterwards. Just trying to even my tech out a little bit more. More construction finished. I've got such a habit of playing, because I play EU4, I've got such a bad habit of basically playing the game with my left hand over the spacebar. And every time something happens, I instinctively just hit space. And I often end up pausing and not realising that I've done it. So we're at the energy credits cap again. Oh well, it's not like I can do much to it. That's actually not true. We could go have a look at our planets and see if any of our sectors could do with some energy credits. They're not particularly short of energy credits. So I guess we just sort of leave them as they are at the moment. They don't have leaders assigned, but they don't really need leaders. Quite a lot of tech coming out of the SCOG sector, which is the one sort of up top here. So we've got a decent sort of foothold in the galaxy at the moment. I wonder if there's any fallen empires yet. Haven't specifically encountered any that I think is a fallen empire. You're not a fallen empire, are you? No. What have we got here? A star empire. That's a conglomerate. That can't be a fallen empire, surely. You're a mega corporation. You're the same mega corporation. You're a democratic utopia.
Research complete.
Ah, there we go. Now, you've suddenly see, let me just pause up. You can suddenly see all these little lines that have appeared on the galaxy. These are hyperlanes. So, the technology that I use to travel is warp technology. Warp technology allows me to travel pretty much between any two adjacent stars, but it's slow. So for example, if I had a ship here in Spicer, well, let's have a look what these two adjacent stars. You've got Spicer here, and you've got Tiom here. Now, you'll actually see, if we click on Tiom, that we actually have the ability to warp from Tiom to Spicer. So using warp technology, I can actually move directly between these two planets, or these two star systems. However, it's really, really slow, because in order to warp, you have to move to the edge of the system you're in. Then you have to warp out, which is quite slow, the time it takes to warp between two star systems. And then when you arrive, you have to wait until your warp drive spools down before you can move. Now, hyperlane travel is a lot more quick, a lot more fast, a lot quicker, a lot faster. Yeah, anyway, it's speedier. So basically what happens is when you go into hyperdrive, first of all, you don't need to go to the edge of the system. You can do it from wherever you are. Now, you do arrive in the next system on the edge. And the good thing is with the hyperdrive is there's no spin down time when you reach your destination. The other good thing is the actual speed of traveling between star systems is a lot quicker than warp. The downside to the hyperlane travel is that you have to travel along these lines. If you're using hyperdrive, you can't get from Spicer directly to Tiom. We'd have to come from Spicer down to Media, up to Fang Noir, and then up to Tiom. We'll go the other way around through Medkarash, Mitin, Geranoth, and up that way. So it's nice to know where these are, because at least you can tell if you're up against someone who is using hyperlanes, you know where you can sort of cut them off. And if you've got a bottleneck into your territory, like for here, for example, in Escog, if we actually built a defense station here in Lambda Serpentis, we could actually intercept anyone coming in from the west side, because they pretty much have to come in through this hyperlane unless they come through somebody else's territory. So it's always nice to know where these things are. And if you zoom out on the map, you can see they're already there. And this, if you actually play as an empire that uses hyperlane travel, you can see these from the start of the game, and you can see every single one of them within the galaxy. Even though you can't necessarily see what the star systems are, you can actually see the hyperlanes. So now we've got hyperlane mapping. We can't use it, but it's, you know, we know where the enemy could potentially come from. Planetary shield generators, shield hit points, blue lasers, not all that useful. Map the stars. Do we really need that? Better anomaly discovery chance, quicker research speed. It does allow us to build the Research Institute, which produces 555 tech, which is quite nice. It is a rare one, and that's a good building, so I think we'll actually go for that. I don't think that's a bad one to go for. Githian, you are here, I am assuming, because you need to research these bits of debris here. Shadowhawk, you have a scientist that can do these Cybrex things, so that is going to be your mission. So research that project, if you please. Construction ship has finished with all of that. So yeah, we can't build mining stations and research stations on these, because these are actually planets that give those yields. So let's go down here and build ourselves a frontier outpost. Somebody's just died. It's one of our governors. So, the CUS Glen, you can come down here. And build a frontier outpost. Now, what you can see here, if you actually have a look, again, on the hyperlanes. And the reason there's green hyperlanes and red hyperlanes, if we were using hyperlane technology, green ones we could travel on, red ones we couldn't, because the red ones go through someone else's territory. That's basically the reason there's two different colours. But you can see here, there's only two hyperlanes that lead into Shilak. And if we actually look, the warp options are a lot greater, so it's much more versatile. But the hyperlanes that come into here are from Kaf and Silage. So if we built a defense platform here between Kaf and Silage, we could build a defense platform right here. And then if anybody was to come in using hyperdrive, they would land there or there and be right in the range of our our defense platform. And one thing that I find annoying when trying to fight against someone that's using hyperdrive technology, because they don't have to move to the edge of the system in order to jump out, sometimes they'll be over here attacking your planet, and by the time your fleet arrives, you've got to wait for the spawn down, and they just jump out from where they are, which is really annoying. But if they jump in here, and you've got a defense platform with a FTL inhibitor, you can slow them down enough to catch them, hopefully. So that's why it's useful to know where the hyperlanes are. And you will see that there are some places that you can protect with just 1 or 2 defense platforms, because you know where the enemy can come in from. So it's quite useful knowing that. So we're going to go and build a frontier outpost here. And then hopefully we'll be able to afford another one here. And that will, I'm very much hoping, be enough to join them all up. Might not work, we'll have to see. Either way, we can give the one we build here to this sector, because then it won't be costing us anything. We'll still have to pay to build it, that's the downside of it. Some debris analysed there, fantastic. Some mining drone lasers, not all that useful. 16k, we're actually at our mineral cap now as well. We could build some more ships, possibly. So let's go to one of our other spaceports, and is there anything particular that we want to build? There's nothing that's amazingly useful. Let's go ahead and actually get some buildings built then. We need a spaceport here as well, actually. Let's go and get a spaceport built. And on the surface, not a lot of useful tiles. So let's go and make sure that we do have some like basic power stations. We will want some research stations on these as well. So we'll go ahead and get some of those. We're going to have some buildings that don't have people working them for a while, but that's fine. So Githian, you finished with the debris, so now you get to come down here and carry on researching some of these star systems. Let's go down to Tau Ceti, that's where we were heading anyway. See what we might find. So as you can see, we are travelling from Kizar or Cizar, and we are travelling down to Chiban, but there's no hyperlane there. We get to jump between the two, which is nice. So, archaeological project completed. We have found debris on Media 9A from a large ship that does not appear to have been of Cybrex origin in the crater that was once the site of their base. Our archaeologists speculate that the ship belonged to one of the organic civilizations under Cybrex attack. If so, it may have been sent to collide with the base on some kind of suicide run. No other explanation of the destruction of the base has been found. Okay, an interesting find. 1 Cybrex artifacts recovered. Engineering research gained 150. Brilliant. There's still another one that we need to research though. We need to go and do this one next, so let's get you over there. We are unpaused, but it's always worth just double checking to make sure that we are. Got a very large sensor range now. I think that's because we did an upgrade on some of these ships. Did we do an upgrade on you? You have ship-mounted gravitic sensors. Not sure that they all do. You could have an upgrade. Yeah, we're going to have these warnings about buildings that aren't being worked. That's fine. You're working the Frontier Clinic. That does give some additional happiness. But we'll wait until it grows. It'll be okay. What are our other worlds? Let's have a look at them. We haven't been to some of these ones for a while. We could definitely do with getting a research, a science lab on these or 2. What about Schlurg? That one we upgraded. Yep, we can do this now. We can actually upgrade you to a physics lab and start trying to balance these out a little bit more. Fantastic. Shadowhawk, you got there quick. You got some sort of super warp that I don't know about. Go and research that project. Might even get it done before the end of the episode, because it'd be nice to see what we get there. Let's have a look here. We've still got these mineral riches targets things. I'm not even bothered about that. I wish you could like drop missions or hide them and stuff like that. We've got to recover 6 Cybrex artifacts. This will be the 3rd one, I think. Not too sure where we might find more, but should be interesting anyway. So a few places up here that we can't see. what we could do, so basically you always see these intel levels. You've got low, medium and high. High basically means that you have sensor vision. Medium basically means that you've scouted it out and you know what's there. Low basically means that you have no idea what's there. And what we could do is we could go and speak to these guys. They are hostile, so they probably wouldn't do it, but we could offer a trade deal and offer to share star charts. They're probably going to say no because they hate us. Yeah, because of that hostile attitude, they're not willing to give us anything. They'd take our star charts, but they wouldn't give us their own, unfortunately. And we won't get civilian access to be able to go through and have a little bit of a look, which is a shame. A small little nation in there that seems to be nestled in between the Order of Glyair and seems to be a little bit stuck. Now we'll probably find that we can upgrade again. Oh no, it actually did the upgrade as expected. So medium plasteel armour on all of our cruisers. Very, very nice. As we're at the cap for everything, let's go into our spaceport here and we will build, what have we got space for? Another couple of destroyers. And a few more corvettes, I think. Get ourselves a nice big navy. We're still working on Sol, trying to uplift the human population. So it's going to take some time. It does tell you how long this actually takes if you mouse over it. So we're gaining, 0 per month. Why are we gaining 0 per month? Why does it look like we're not actually...
Special project complete.
Interesting. I'm not too sure why that's not going up. There we go. Now we are making +1 per month. I don't know what was going on with that. We are working on them. Weird. Okay, so archaeological project completed. Evidence has been found indicating that the Cybrex were mining helium-3 from Medkarash 1 using their orbital complex to refine the gas before distributing it as fuel to their roving space fleets. Interestingly, the energy signature of antimatter weapon that destroyed the facility is distinctly Cybrex in origin. Why would they destroy their own refinery? So, +1 Cybrex artifacts recovered and 150 society research. Brilliant. We don't have an awful lot left that we can do now. Maybe we do need to get the fleet up there and go and clear that out. Maybe that is a planet... There might be Cybrex stuff up there. Well, as we're not doing anything else with our fleet... Now look at this. We're making +22 energy credits. Let's go ahead and undock. Now we're making -6. But we're at the cap anyway, so we might as well do something with it. Our construction ship is currently doing nothing. Let's go ahead and just make sure that we build the mining stations here. Like to build them there, but we'll get the mining stations first, and then we'll try and get another frontier outpost over here and try and connect all these territories up. I'm going to queue that up right now, actually. Build a frontier outpost. If we can connect all of those up, I will give both of these frontier outposts to this sector, and then it won't be costing me anything. We do have some hostiles down here. We've got crystalline entities. We can see them because our sensor range is quite wide. So we can also see that these other planets are cleared, or these other systems are cleared. So we know that they're all done now. I guess we just bring you back, and I guess we can move up here, ready to survey this star system once we've cleared it of the nasties. We've got more scientists leveling up, which is always good. Got a few level 5 scientists now. We don't specifically need them, but that is fine. But we've got over the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to pause things there. And when we come back next time, we'll hopefully continue to expand our empire. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you all still enjoy Stellaris. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.